Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Sabah al khair, and welcome to CPSA's Daily Morning Assembly.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم أصبحنا وأصبح الملك لله والحمد لله لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير رب أسألك خير ما في هذا اليوم وخير ما بعده وأعوذ بك من شر هذا اليوم وشر ما بعده ربي أعوذ بك من الكسل وسوء الكبر ربي أعوذ بك من عذاب في النار وعذاب في القبر.
We have reached the morning, and at this very time unto Allah belongs all authority and all praises for Allah. None has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone without partner. To Him belongs all control and praise, and He is over all things powerful. My Lord, I ask you for the good of this day and the good of what follows it, and I take refuge in you from the evil of this day and the evil of what follows it. My Lord, I take refuge in you from laziness and senility. My Lord, I take refuge in you from torment in the fire and punishment in the grave.
بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم.
In the name of Allah, with whose name nothing is harmed on earth nor in the heavens, and He is the all-seeing, the all-knowing.
رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا.
I am pleased with Allah as a Lord, and Islam as a religion, and Muhammad ﷺ as a prophet.
اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا.
O Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge, goodly provision, and acceptable deeds. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه وبعد. The hadith for today is hadith Abu Sa'id al-Khudri رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. رواه Muslim. It's a hadith I'm sure you're all familiar with and you all heard before. It's a good reminder that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whoever among you sees something which is wrong, let him correct it with his hand. If he's unable to do so, then with his tongue. And if he's unable to do so, then in his heart. And that is the weakest form of Iman. There are certain things that we'll see that are around us that are wrong. And if we can correct it, then alhamdulillah, we have a responsibility to do our best. If not, try to speak against it and speak about what's right. But even if we don't have that ability, and sometimes we're faced with situations where we can't even do that, at least in our hearts, we know what is right and what is wrong. And that is the weakest form of Iman, but there is still Iman there. So, sometimes there are situations where things are prevalent, whether in society or in our own lives, and those are displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't justify it, we don't rationalize it, we don't say that it's not a sin, but we admit and we acknowledge and we try to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us do better rather than justifying. Because once we justify it, then we stop seeking forgiveness and stop trying to get better. So it's a beautiful hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam reminding us there will always be situations that we have control over and the responsibility is higher. There will be other situations that are out of our control, but at least in our hearts, we need to know that these things are wrong and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to try to eliminate, eradicate these sins and vices. جزاكم الله خيرا. Turn it back over to Samah.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh Adwan, for that. So for today's announcements, we have the book club for 6th and 7th grade boys in room 205 during study hall with Ms. McKenzie, junior high math and science tutoring with Ms. Sabina Khan, junior high robotics with Brother Farid. There is a mock trial meeting at 410. In room 410, I'm sorry. And then there's a high school math and physics tutoring with Dr. Mansouri. A junior high boys basketball practice is at 3:45 in the gym in this building today. And then the high school boys, their practice start at 4:30 today. And then the high school girls basketball team has a game today against Hinsdale Adventist. So inshallah, wish them a good luck and make dua they come home with the win tonight. And another announcement, MIST was announced for the weekend of March 10th, I believe. So any seniors that are interested in being MIST team captains, please reach out to Miss Sadiq. She needs 2 boys and 2 girls as MIST team captains. So if there are multiple people that are interested, please, again, reach out to Ms. Sadiq as soon as you can. That way we need to make a decision on who the captains will be so we can start getting ready for that. And then I want to congratulate our high school boys basketball team on their win last night. Mashallah, great job, gentlemen. The score was 60-11 against Horizon. Mashallah, so it was a great game. Not only was it a great game, but they showed great sportsmanship, alhamdulillah. So I'm very proud of that. And the last announcement of the day, I have 2 seniors sitting here with me that are going to make an announcement. We are coming to the end of Native American Heritage Month. So here we go with Asma Ilyas and Zoya Abed. Here you go, ladies.
Assalamu alaikum. As the month of November comes to an end, and thus so does National Native American Heritage Month, we would like to continue talking about the treatment of Native Americans throughout American history.
There's a quote by popular writer George Orwell in which he says the most effective way to destroy people is to destroy, deny, and obliterate their own understanding of their history. This is exactly what happened to Native American groups as the American government closed in on them.
In 1891, the U.S. government passed a compulsory attendance law, which forced Native American children to attend boarding schools. Parents who didn't send their children were arrested.
At these schools, these children were forced to give up their beliefs, language, traditions, and their entire unique cultural existence. They experienced abuse, and many even died from the conditions.
There was a report released by the U.S. Department of the Interior saying that between 1819 and 1969, the United States operated or supported 408 boarding schools across 37 states, including 21 schools in Alaska.
The U.S. government claimed to be helping the natives with these boarding schools, saying that these schools assimilated Native American children into American society, taking out their so-called savagery and introducing them to civilization. But in reality, it was wiping them of their identity, snatching away their culture and traditions.
Native American children were also torn away from their families with the excuse that their living conditions were poor, and they were adopted by white families.
If this all sounds familiar, that's because it is. The Uyghur Muslims in China are experiencing similar things right now.
More than 1 million Uyghur Muslims have been detained in re-education camps, and they are forced to give up their religious and ethnic identities. Thank you.
All right, Jazakumullahu khairan, ladies, for that knowledge. Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.